Hello there. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can make Bombin Goblin work in the Colosseum, because I stated that he didn't have a stun. Now I was wrong, because he does. But the reason why I don't even remember about this stun is because it's just not very reliable. It's not something that people look towards when you're taking a look at Bombin Goblin, because this stun is just not very reliable. Does it work? Sure, but it's just not very good. And also, his ultimate doesn't do the damage that I think it should. This should be an ultimate that does just like a heavy amount of damage, and it does damage. But considering that Bombin Goblin is there mainly for damage, it doesn't do enough of it. So that's why you don't really see much of Bombin Goblin. There is also the issue that he tends to go forward in groups. And what I mean by that is, let's take a look. Let's say you go Rose Knight, Tracker, Demon Slayer, and you Prima Donna, right? Like, that's a usual free-to-play team. Bombin Goblin seems to always go up front. So instead of, because if it was me, I would rather put Tracker in the spot of Bombin Goblin and then put Bombin Goblin back, because he is pretty frail. But doesn't matter the team, he seems to always take priority up front on top of most heroes. So that's the only bad thing about him. Where the hell did he go? That I completely lost him. I'm not used to using him, that's why. Yeah, so see, once again, he goes up top. The only way that I see him usually getting bumped down is if you use not even with Witch Stall. There has to be one. Look at this. You would need to use probably like a Demon Slayer or something like that. Yeah, that'll take priority over him, because most magic dealers would be in the back of him. So look at that. He literally takes priority over most of them, if not all. I mean, I can't really find one that would take his spot. Yeah. So not great. Not great. Like, see, maybe Twilight Priestess, but again, that's more of an assassin than anything. So already not great, but we can make it work. We can make it work, because in Colosseum you can make anything work. So let's go over some of his stats, right? Big Ol' Bomb. This is the one that he's gonna use probably the most. Deals 3,000 magic damage. Okay. Now again, Explosive Gift, this is the one with the stun, and it does 5,000 damage. He doesn't cast it very often, but it's still decent. Again, it doesn't do the damage that you would want it to do, but still, you know. Last Burst. Explosives ignite after Tinka's death, dealing damage to all enemies. This is okay. The only problem with this is that it requires him to die to do any damage, or to do anything, really. And if he dies, it's not something that you generally want, right? Like, there is another one that's comparable to this. Actually, might be on top. Right here. So, Curse of Nox. The Twilight Priestess curses all enemies upon her death, who will take damage after 5 seconds. And this one does close to 7,000 damage, as opposed to this one that does what? Like 5,000? Not even 5,000. So, you know, it's like, the damage is there, but it would require more if you would want Bombin Goblin to actually be used more in Colosseum. And then we got Chain Reaction, throws multiple bombs at the target, dealing damage 5 times. And if you take a look at the damage, 1.1, it means that at most he's going to be doing a little less than 6,000. Not great. And also, I dislike ultimate abilities that cast over multiple times, because it says it deals damage 5 times. So if he casts it once and then gets stunned or interrupted, the ultimate becomes useless. So a lot of issues with him, but then again, he does bring a stun, he does bring some damage, and we're going to see if we can make it work, because this Colosseum constellation is intelligence plus 35%, magic crit plus 75%. So that means his damage should be going up a little bit higher. Now, I actually already experimented with some teams, specifically free-to-play teams, right? And I'm going to show you that when I first started experimenting, it didn't go well. But as I kept trying different things out and seeing what actually worked, you'll see that I progressively got better. So, let's go ahead and scroll down. So this is where I started right here. Lost, 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 lost. Now, I was making sure that I picked teams that were all gold, all level 60s, etc. And I was trying a bunch of different teams, like I said, mainly just all free to play, and it was just not working. And then I found something that might work here and there, and then you see me winning a couple, alright? But for the most part, it's a lot of losses. But then I found a team that actually did fairly well. And then you see that I progressively started doing really well with this team. So let me go ahead and show you what team this is. Also, side note, Demon Slayer absolutely destroys Bombin Goblin. So if you're gonna be using Bombin Goblin, try not to use it against Demon Slayer. You can get lucky against Demon Slayer, and maybe Prima Donna will get a heal off, and that might be all that you need. But you need a little bit of luck. But let me go ahead and show you the team that I started actually having some success with, and that was Demon Slayer, Prima Donna, Tracker, Rose Knight with Bombin Goblin. Now, this is a pretty core team because it has 4 of the core free-to-play teams that people usually use. The only difference is that sometimes maybe people would use Death Knight or maybe like Black Crow, etc. But Bombin Goblin actually did fairly well here. He actually stunned the Prima Donna and the Rose Knight over in their direction, and the stun actually did well. Again, he still didn't do the damage that I think he should have done, but this team right here is the one that actually got me in this little mini winning streak. Now, that one had a Demon Slayer. I won because Prima Donna actually got a heal off. Again, this one, Demon Slayer, and if you notice, we're pretty much using the same teams, except he's using Trickster, and I'm using Bombin Goblin. I lose Prima Donna, but take a look at this. Demon Slayer is just hard carrying right now. Bombin Goblin goes down, but if you're free to play, and you want to use Bombin Goblin, this is why I say try not to use it against Demon Slayer teams, because he is just not very good. So once I kind of established that, okay, if you see Demon Slayer, you might want to stay away from Bombin Goblin. He might still work here and there, but it's going to be more on luck and not so much about being a good team against it. I started to look for teams that didn't have Demon Slayer. Now this one I wanted to try out because the tank was like very physically defensive, and since Bombin Goblin is all magic, I wanted to see if maybe that would play a role. And as you can tell, that tank is pretty much already dead. So look at that, boom, done. Demon Slayer just gonna clean him up, and in that situation it actually worked out well because the tank is pretty much all physical defense, and Bombin Goblin was bringing the magic. So after that, everything kind of just went really well. I got a couple of heals from Prima Donna, and it worked fine. But this is why, again, this is why Soul Forger is not used much, because magic is very relevant in Colosseum, and he doesn't have any sort of magic defense, if at all. So, not great. But I went up against this team here that I thought, okay, Big Guy is very well known for taking a lot of damage, and then the rest of the team doesn't have a Demon Slayer. So if you don't have to worry about a Demon Slayer just completely obliterating your quote-unquote back line, can it actually perform a little bit closer than just getting lucky that Demon Slayer doesn't wreck you? Well, let's take a look at this, right? So my Demon Slayer is going to do a number on them because Demon Slayer is just going to Demon Slayer. But check out the damage that Bombin Goblin actually is able to do on this big guy, right? Now, this heal right here is going to be crucial. And then check out the big guy. The big guy just went down so quick. And if you missed it, rewind it back like 2 seconds. Bombin Goblin started to proc his ultimate, and it literally only went off one time because he got stunned. That's one of the negatives. I hate ultimates like this. I'd rather have things like Tracker, where it's just one attack, one big burst, and it's done. And then I run into this team, which it has Child of Light. Now, Child of Light this week could actually be fairly decent because, unlike Soul Forger, Child of Light is the other way. He has more magic defense than defense. So it's pretty much just making sure that they live. So Bombin Goblin up against Child of Light, not going to be great because he's going to be fairly resistant against all the magic. And another thing that did not go according to plan was just the lack of damage. If you see here, like, if Demon Slayer can't get the job done, I'm kind of relying on Bombin Goblin to do the damage, and he's not doing enough damage for me. Like, he's just not. And look at this. Boom, 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 boom. Where's the damage? It's like he procced, but he didn't really do anything. And keep in mind that this is with magic crit plus 75% and intelligence with what, like 35% extra. So he's doing way more damage than he usually even does. So it's not a good look. If anything, this is like a Petit Devil for free to play, but just like nowhere near as good. So I tried with free-to-play teams, and I feel like that's definitely the best one for Bombin Goblin. So if you are going to try Bombin Goblin this week, that's probably the one that I would go with. But then I tried pay-to-play heroes. Like, how can he perform with pay-to-play heroes? And this is the team that I originally tried against the same person just to see how it would perform. Let me go over the team real quick, right? Don Guapo, because I want to get to their back line. I included Witch Doll for two specific reasons. Because one, it's going to take away the Demon Slayer from going over the Goblin. And it's going to make sure that my team is actually more defensive. Because Witch Doll has a defensive passive. It boosts all your heroes' defense. So it's perfect. And then I get the big upgrade from Prima Donna to or Weaver. Which it's just a much better hero. So let's see. The same team that pretty much just obliterated me. Let's see the difference here. Let's see. Demon Slayer, of course, is going to be the number one issue. But this is why I brought Witch Doll. Because Witch Doll is going to have the job of neutralizing the Demon Slayer. Got a bit lucky there. But honestly, they got a bit lucky with their procs at the beginning too. So I feel like it offsets a bit. They got that nice stun from Child of Light and then a heal. So it's like, we're pretty much right up back at the beginning, but this time they have no Demon Slayer. And if you take a look at his ultimate, again, he procced, and he's just, the damage, you just don't see it like you would see it with something else. Yeah, it's just not there. So if you're gonna be using Goblin, don't expect them to carry you damage-wise. Make sure that you have contingencies, meaning that you have another hero that's going to do a bunch of damage. One hero that I saw when I was first testing it out that went well with him was Incinerator. The problem with that little combo, Goblin Incinerator, is that they're both super frail. So yeah, not a team that I would use often. But look at this. Even with pay-to-play teams, I'm relying on his damage. And this is still taking way longer than I would have liked. So, now with that being said, let's go ahead and do some new ones. Okay, this is a pretty interesting one. Once again, Demon Slayer is the main issue here. I'm not going to use Don Guapo on this one. And as a matter of fact, I want to see how it would fare against this team. Because, listen to me what I'm trying to do here. Demon Slayer is the number one undoubtedly terror that I'm going up against. If I take him out, I pretty much win. So what I want to do is I want the Demon Slayer to jump over to my Witch Doll. And Witch Doll Grove Guardian combo is one of Demon Slayer's worst nightmares because they sandwich him and they double team him. Whereas if you use something like a Tracker or Black Crow, etc., they don't tend to switch targets. So that's why Grove Guardian, I feel like it would do well. And once Demon Slayer is done, the match is done. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see. It's all going to be, I think this match is going to be decided within the first like 15 seconds. Because it's all going to come down to the Demon Slayer. Where does Demon Slayer go? Straight to the Witch Doll. And then Grove Guardian, Witch Doll are going to double team him like I said. GG. That's pretty much game. There's no coming back from this. Yeah. Bombin Goblin actually got that stun off. They actually took out my tank, but at this point it's a little too late. It doesn't really matter. Oh, they get a heal off. Okay, well. This is perfect, Goblin. This is where the damage... You see, he did his full damage on Tracker. And it did like half her health. And that's with all the boosts for this week. Now, he did tank that tracker ultimate, so there's that. But you gotta remember, Wichita also is raising his defense, so also something to keep in mind. I want to find a team that's pretty decent with no Demon Slayer. That might be hard to find. Oh, somebody else is already ahead of me and using Bombin Goblin on their defensive team? Hold on. So, if I'm going up against a Demon or a Bombin Goblin, obviously, we've talked about this enough, Demon Slayer is the way to go. And I honestly want to go full offense on here. So, I was talking about Incinerator going well with him, so I'm actually going to go ahead and run that combo. No healer. We're just going to go all in. No healer, just all in. I know that Death Knight is going to die fairly quickly. Demon Slayer hopefully either jumps to Prima Donna or the Bombin Goblin. But the only difference here is Demon Slayer and Incinerator. And like I said, Tracker, Demon Slayer, synergize as well. Bombin Goblin, Incinerator, synergize as well. So let's give it a shot. I think that I should win, but I've never ran this before. So let's see. I'm expecting this Death Knight to go down fairly quickly. Let's see. He's still not dead. I don't like that. Okay, Incinerator takes it out. Okay, good. I need Demon Slayer to proc. Okay, and here we go. The Incinerator stun. Ooh, they gotta heal. This is not good. A full offensive team, and oh, they took out my tank. They took out everybody. So the difference here was the Death Knight. Him coming back definitely made all the difference, because look at this. If it wasn't for that, he would have. So do I not? I kind of want to go up against that guy again. What was his name? Demon? Let's find him again. Okay, found him. Again, the issue really was that Death Knight coming back. So I kind of, you know what? C Squire. I'm kind of thinking just going all magic. That's not something you see much for free to play. But if I go all magic and maybe with an actual, like, 2 healers and just seeing how well the damage from Bombin Goblin and Incinerator combined do. Because C-Squire really ain't gonna do much damage. So I'm gonna solely rely on that combo of Bombin Goblin and Incinerator just to see how they do. Let's see. Again, I'm just kind of testing this out, but I kind of want to see what the damage between these two, and we're keeping this team pretty much completely free to play. So I get the heal. The Death Knight is down. Okay, definitely already better than before. Ooh, we took a shot there. If I can get this proc off. Oh no, they just took out my tank. I do get the heal, but I think it's too little too late. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do enough damage to compensate. Though, yeah, no. So the main issue, what was the main issue there? My tank. So you know what? Okay. I think Snow Queen will make the difference here. Let's find them again. You know, I really wish that Colosseum had just a simple re-challenge option. I so dislike the look of Colosseum and the whole setup of it. I really do think it needs a makeup. It's just so annoying. But anyway, so here's why I'm thinking Snow Queen might actually work well. Because Snow Queen is actually going to help our defense to stay alive, because our tank was the main issue. And then I'm still going to be relying on the Incinerator and Bombin Goblin damage. So, and also Snow Queen will help my Prima Donna proc faster. So, I want to try this out. Obviously, don't ever use this team against a Demon Slayer. You will get taken out in half a second. Just saying. But let's see if this works. The main issue that I've been having is for sure the Death Knight coming back. Okay, Death Knight actually went down much quicker this time. Not bad. I kind of... my tanks are still an issue. The Bombin Goblin did not do anything. Yeah, I might still actually win this by luck, maybe, if... Yeah, so it worked, but it was not pretty. It was not pretty. I will say that my burst damage definitely was higher on that one, but it was not pretty. I don't think that that team is very viable. And of course, now you have Double Trouble, Big Guy, Demon Slayer, Tracker. This is such a good team. That is such a good team. How would I go about that as free to play? Maybe with Bombin Goblin, Prima Donna is like it's a must. I kind of do still want to use Incinerator, but I would be counting on. Let me see, because I think Incinerator would actually be the #1 target for 1075. Actually, no. It would be Prima Donna because she has higher intelligence, so he would actually go towards the Incinerator. So what I'm thinking is, if I use Shade to hopefully go after that that Demon Slayer and help, maybe that's all I need. Because once the Demon Slayer is done and I can maybe get a heal off, that's all we might need. So let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. It's probably going to be the last one. Let's see. But obviously, Bombin Goblin, it works better if you don't really like have a team specifically made around him. But this is working out fairly well so far. I completely lied. As soon as I said that, everything went downhill because Demon Slayer took out like 2 of my heroes. Like, he blinked and I was dead. And also Shade did absolutely nothing for me there. So I actually want to do that once again. Let me find them. Okay, found them. Man, it's so annoying trying to find a person again just for a simple rematch. I really hope they change that. So this team was actually doing fine-ish. It just... Demon Slayer just absolutely wrecked them. If I do that, the trackers pretty much will offset. That's not gonna work. I mean, we can try this again just to see how fast Demon Slayer will destroy us. I don't know. The only way that I see us winning with a team like this is if the Demon Slayer jumps to Prima Donna, the Snow Queen helps her get her proc off faster, and we get a proc just in time. But if that Demon Slayer does his blink a second time, it's probably going to take one shot Incinerator. So, not a great look. But you know what? We're experimenting. So why the hell not? Let's see. We might die super fast, but I kind of want to see this in action. Let me see. Oh, let me see it in action. So, the first blink is going to freaking hurt. We know this. Okay, actually it didn't hurt that much, but it will hurt. Okay, we actually got that heal off because we got that proc much faster. Incinerator gets to proc on him. Do I have the damage to take him out? Bombin Goblin, save the day! Bombin Goblin with the damage! Okay, you know what? If I can actually... Oh, I need to heal. Okay, that's pretty much GG now with this heal. If I can recreate this with the Demon Slayer, we might be onto something with this team as well. Because I figured, you know, Demon Slayer counters most of them, but I did not take into account Snow Queen's higher defense and the making Prima Donna proc faster. So I want to find another Demon Slayer team and see if that was just lucky. Okay, perfect. Or if we might have a little something. Actually, this isn't the same team that we just went up against and beat. I feel like it is. Yeah, it is. But I want to see if it's something that you can rely on. Let's see. Again, the first jump. I think Rose Knight might make him immune for that first jump, right? Let me see. Yeah, so the first jump always sucks, but we tend to get that heal off fairly fast, and then now, oh, they got silenced. That is not good, and we get the proc off. So yeah, it's not as reliable as I might have thought. And again, Demon Slayer was really the only thing that absolutely destroyed us there. So maybe it's 50-50, but again, at the end of the day, I think that what we've learned from this little experiment, as far as Bombin Goblin in Colosseum, is that Bombin Goblin, it's not very good. Doesn't do nearly enough damage to justify not really bringing much else. The stun is there, yes, but So I would never center a team around Bombin Goblin like I would a Demon Slayer, for instance, because he's just not that good. But if it's complementary, I could probably see something working. Now, I want to create a team where he's in the back. So how can I do that? Can I do something like this? Where's he again? He's still in the front. I'm telling you, he's just allergic to being in the back. Like, my God. How can I make that work? How can I put something else in front? Because if I put another tank, it's gonna push Witch Doll back and not him. Yeah, look at this. Incredible. But what if I go 3 tanks? So if I go something like this, it will push him to the back, but then I might lack some damage, which is not great. Not great at all. But let's give it a shot. Because I want to see him how he does in the back line, but it's almost nearly impossible to get him in the back line. I think he would be much better if he was more back line than second row. Oh great, and then Demon Slayer is gonna it's gonna absolutely destroy him. We did get the stun. Can we get his proc, please? And look at that, he wasn't able to kill him even with his proc, and even while the Demon Slayer was already dying. It's not good. It's not good. Did we take out? I believe we took out the healer, right? Bombin Goblin is still alive. Again, because he's in the back row, it actually helps a lot. But I don't think we're gonna have the damage here. Rose Knight with this stun might actually pull it. This is gonna suck right here. Bro, he still just doesn't do any damage. Even with the Constellation, it's actually insane. Too little, too late. Too little, too late. Yeah. His damage is... It's just questionable. If that was another hero, I think we would have won that easily. Like a Petit Devil, a Witch Doll, even a Gray, we would have won that. So, conclusion, Bombin Goblin, subpar, but we kind of knew that. This is why you don't see him in Colosseum much. Damage, subpar. If IGG would ever just like go back, I know they've never done this, but if they were to like rework heroes, Bombin Goblin, if they would just make his damage a little bit higher, I think he could be a little bit more useful. And his passive, if they could make it something else, I feel like he would be better. But for this to be once he dies, it's not very good. But yeah, let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I know some of you like Colosseum, some of you could care less. But maybe we can try out some different heroes. There is another one that I have in mind that I kind of want to test out, and that is Night Raven. Because I know Night Raven also has a stun. So I want to try out these heroes that have stuns, and they might have some decent damage, but you don't really see often. So The reason Night Raven is not really that popular is because he has physical damage and magic damage. So it's kind of hard to kind of mess around with. And if you take a look at his attack and magic attack, big disparity. Big disparity. So his magic damage, the ones that he's using magic damage on, it's like... So, yeah. But either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video if you're into Colosseum. If you're not, I said I was going to do the video, so... appreciate you guys for coming through, and until later, bye.